Speaking of, in particular, Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle. You weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way he would present the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it. Just that alone.
All right, so you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with him.
Okay, damn, all right. I didn't know what that meant.
Okay.
50 Cent is back on his petty game, and this time he's calling out the big dogs. So you know how 50's been working on that explosive Diddy documentary? Well, let's just say it's about to shake the industry like never before. Rumor has it, this doc isn't just any tell-all. It's packed with receipts, behind the scenes, secrets, and stories some folks really don't want out there. And apparently certain industry players are already pulling strings to shut it down. But of course, 50 isn't letting that slide. He's out here naming names, spilling tea, and basically letting everyone know he's ready for all the smoke. So to really get why 50 is dragging Diddy through the mud, you got to rewind and look at both of these dudes' commutes. First up, Diddy, born in '69 and raised in Harlem during the gritty sevens. He's always repped Harlem hard, calling it his soul, his swag, and the source of that hustle mentality. But after losing his dad when he was just 2, his family moved to Mount Vernon, a quieter suburb just outside the Bronx. It was a totally different vibe from Harlem, more opportunities, new cultures, and a shift in perspective for young Diddy in Mount Vernon. Diddy went to an all-boys private school and got into performing arts. Fun fact, teenage Diddy even danced in music videos for big names like Diana Ross. Maybe that's where all those flashy moves in his later videos came from. After high school, he took his ambition to Howard University in D.C., where he studied business and started throwing massive parties. These weren't your regular college kickbacks. These were events with celebrities showing up. He was passing out business cards with Puff engraved on them and building his rep as a party king. By 1989, Diddy was already tight with his childhood friend Heavy D, who was a big name in the rap game. Heavy introduced him to Andre Harold, the owner of Uptown Records. He got his foot in the door as an intern and quickly climbed the ranks, becoming an A&R executive by the time he was just 20. Crazy, right? But things got rocky when Uptown's parent company tried to shut down Biggie's debut album, Ready to Die, for being too vulgar. Diddy fought back and ended up getting fired. But getting fired was low-key a blessing in disguise. Diddy took that setback and flipped it, launching Bad Boy Entertainment in '93 with artists like Biggie, Craig Mack, Lil Kim, and The Lox. Bad Boy became a hit-making machine. By 1994, Biggie's Ready to Die dropped, and it was an instant classic. The label was riding high through the '90s, dropping hit after hit and cementing Diddy as the guy in hip-hop. Fast forward to the early 2000s, Diddy was living his best life. He had hits, money, and even J-Lo on his arm at the 2000 Grammys. He wasn't just a mogul. He was an A-list celeb, rubbing shoulders with Hollywood elites. But while Diddy was sipping champagne at the top down in the trenches, young 50 Cent was fighting to make his name. That contrast between their lives at the time, that's where this whole dynamic starts to take shape. Diddy was all about the flashy lifestyle, while 50 was on the grind, facing real struggles in the streets. The late '90s was another player who was slowly making his way to the top. 50 Cent comes from the streets of Southside Jamaica. Queens. Boo Boo wasn't just some random guy. He ran the infamous 134 Guy R. Brewer block like a boss. But instead of just sticking to the streets, 50 had bigger dreams. By 1996, 50 was on his way to transforming his street hustle into a rap career. Thanks to Jam Master Jay from Run DMC, he honed his craft, learning to write hooks and proper songs. Fast forward to 1999 and 50 had landed a deal with Columbia Records, gearing up for his debut album, Power of the Dollar. But here's where the story gets spicy, feeling like the buzz Around his album was kind of weak 50, Y decided to make a statement in August 1999. He dropped How to Rob a track that came for everybody. He dissed R&B legends Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat DMX and yep, even Diddy the opening line, a wild threat to kidnap Diddy's then-girlfriend Kim Porter, while demanding ransom money from Diddy-O, and the cherry on top. He joked about Diddy dancing his way to an ATM. This move worked. The industry couldn't stop talking about him. But while the buzz was hot, disaster wasn't far away. In 2050 dropped Ghetto Quran.
Yeah, I heard that there's this story. I don't know if it's true. It's a story like, I guess I gotta say you and Diddy, since you saying you was dead. Yeah, in the office.
Yes, me, 50 and Diddy.
Yeah, I guess somebody comes through the door and 50 Cent puts the table or some shit like that.
Oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember. So I just remember being in the meeting. It was me, Diddy, and 50, and 50 was out on the streets, and Diddy didn't want the problem because all the Biggie shit, and that was really it. And respected it and kept it moving because 50 wrote for Diddy before.
Ah,
yeah. They did business before, like
okay.
When it come to New York, it's 50, Jay-Z, and Diddy, man. Stay smart, because I can't take nothing.
Where he detailed the activities of notorious queens, Lord Kenneth Supreme McGriff and his crew. He didn't hold back naming names, describing their crimes, and even spilling details, like the cars they drove. Some called it storytelling, others called it snitching. Supreme wasn't amused. On May 24, 2050, was ambushed outside his grandmother's house and shot 9 times. But guess what? He survived, drove himself to the hospital, and lived to tell the tale. Talk about unbreakable. Unfortunately, this shooting derailed his career. Columbia Records dropped him, and his album was shelved. Here's where things get real. Interesting, by 2001, 50 was back in the studio, and surprisingly, Diddy had seemingly moved past the disc. Jlo suggested he worked with 50 as a ghostwriter. And did he listen? 50 claimed he wrote the hook, and did his verse for Bad Boys. Let's Get It featuring Black Rob. If you listen closely, the lyrics do have that 50C flavor. But here's the kicker. Even after writing for Diddy, 50 wasn't done taking shots. In 2002, 50 called Diddy a trick on the track, Get Out the Club, and threw shade about him missing Jlo on another song. Diddy didn't clap back, though maybe he thought it was just 50 being 50. Despite all the drama, Diddy still saw potential. According to Tony, Diddy even considered signing 50 to Bad Boy, but the deal never happened. Why? Supreme Diddy didn't want to deal with the heat 50 had brought on himself. Naming names in Ghetto Quran. Looking back, passing on 50 was probably one of Diddy's biggest missed opportunities. Imagine what could have been if these two had actually teamed up. But knowing 50, he probably would have still found a way to make things messy, because that's just how he rolls. So the 50 Cent and Diddy drama starts back in 2003, when Diddy and 50 were both megastars in the rap game. Basically, they were running things on their own turf. Despite this, things were low-key chill between them for a minute, but as we know, beefs don't just stay quiet forever. It all came to a head at the MTV VM as on August 28, 2003, where Diddy had the honor of presenting the Best Rap Video Award. And surprise, surprise, the winner was none other than 50 Cent's for In Do Club.
And the award for Best Rap Video goes to, come on, Playboy, 50 Cent.
It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.
Now you'd think that would be all smiles, right? But it wasn't. 50 and Diddy looked like they were vibing on stage, with Eminem and Toad dapping each other up. But behind the scenes, things were a little awkward. Apparently, the tension started when they both attended Chris Lighty's wedding. Later that year, Chris was a big name in the industry and close to both of them. Now, here's where things get messy. According to 50 Cent, something Diddy said at the wedding rubbed him the wrong way in multiple interviews. Since then, 50 revealed that Diddy made this super strange offer. He said he'd take me shopping and pay for everything. 50 was clearly caught off guard. He didn't know if Diddy was being friendly or if there was some hidden message there. But either way, he felt uncomfortable.
Because I just say...
Nah, but you got close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, Amika's in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not... This is really happening.
I get a little uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable. Like he said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Why don't we like go shopping or something? I mean, like I pay for it. And I was like, what the you just say? I got the away from him because I was like, this nigga. Wait, this nigga just told me he'd take me shopping. And this is goes on. So this is a little fruit pie.
He said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy.
Yo, why are you and Fifth just...
Hey, yo.
Why y'all not...
Hey, yo, I don't have no beef with
I don't know why.
With Fifth. He loves me. He loves me.
Do y'all really
can't
have
see
a
it?
beef?
I mean, y'all can't see it.
No, we can't see
Y'all
it,
can't
man.
see that he loves me?
But see...
You really think that's hate?
And from that moment forward, 50 started taking subtle jabs at Diddy and his music. But that's not what most people remember. These two collided the most when it comes to business, okay? So listen to this. Diddy started off by making major moves in the music biz, right? He became a household name when he was running Bad Boy Records, especially with the whole Notorious Big era. But after Biggie passed away, so suddenly Diddy didn't just stay in the music lane. He was out here making his mark as a rapper too. But honestly, the man's business empire goes way beyond just making hits. He dropped this clothing brand Sean John, and it made him hundreds of millions. And don't forget about his Sac vodka deal, which was another major power play. He didn't just become a spokesperson for the brand, he was running the marketing like he was the CEO. He even made this bold claim that Saka is the drink of kings, saying real bosses drink grape vodka, not that potato stuff like other brands. Diddy pushed Crow hard, making it the signature drink at every party he threw. We're talking about exclusive parties with A-list celebs, where everyone was holding a glass of Kiro, like it was the holy grail of drinks. And don't forget about those high-end commercials. We're talking star-studded ads that looked like Min movies. This brand went from being just another vodka to a lifestyle. But here's where it gets real juicy. Diddy signed a where he took 50% of the profits from CCK over the next 6 years. That's major. By 2013, the brand was running like a full-blown Hollywood production, and all of this made Diddy's empire worth an estimated $345 million. But of course, when someone's doing this well, the competition's going to come knocking. Enter 50 Cent now. We all know 50 has a mouth on him, and he wasn't about to let Diddy have all the shine. While their beef had simmered down for a bit, 50 went on this press run in 2010 just throwing shots at Diddy, calling him a bloodsucker and saying his music was trash. In 2010, Diddy stirred up some drama when he announced that he was renaming his supergroup to the Supreme Team, the same name as the gang that had previously shot at 50 Cent. Then in June 2010, 50 Cent had some strong words about Diddy in an interview, claiming that despite Diddy having music out, he didn't see him as a real artist. Since Diddy doesn't write his own music, he argued that Diddy was more of a businessman than an artist. 50 even suggested that if he simply picked random lines from other people's songs and put them together, he'd still be considered an artist. But that wouldn't be true to the culture of hip-hop, which was built on individuality and personal stories. Diddy responded to 50's jab during a speech at a BET Awards after-party in June 2010. He didn't directly name 50, but he did say that hate is for suckers and referred to 50 as a crab. Of course, 50 didn't let it slide and hit back with more insults. 50Y also revealed that he had received compromising pictures of Diddy's girlfriend Cassie through his website. He claimed these pictures were part of a freak-off video, which he was later told were much worse than the images that had leaked. These photos were alleged to be taken down because Bad Boy Records bought the rights to them.
Fuck, but he called, we triggered on telephone after the maze.
Right.
And then it's like, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures, like pictures of this girl, like, not the shit y'all saw. Worse, way worse.
Wow. Oh, you kidding me, yo?
Like penetration pictures and
Nah, come on, man. Come on, Phil.
all that, and I called the nigga and said, yo, you really, the girl, like, you like her like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna send you something. You look at it, you call me back. I sent him the photos, the pictures and everything. And the nigga called back and was like, yo, thanks, man, yo, I really appreciate that. Yo, where you get this shit from?
There were rumors about an explicit tape of Diddy and Cassie being leaked. 50 said that when he saw these photos, he called Diddy to confirm if Cassie was really his girlfriend. After Diddy confirmed this, 50 sent him the photos. Surprisingly, Diddy thanked him for it, and 50 realized that the photos were not taken because Cassie wanted them, but because Diddy wanted them. He even suggested that Diddy liked to manipulate situations to take advantage of others. Over the years, Diddy's behavior towards women has been a subject of concern. Multiple allegations have surfaced with women coming forward to accuse him of mistreatment and manipulation. Some have shared stories of him being controlling, violent, and unkind, particularly in romantic relationships. Others have spoken out about the toxic environment at his parties, claiming that exploitation and intimidation were common. Despite these allegations, Diddy has continued to maintain a powerful presence in the industry, with many public figures refusing to speak out or distancing themselves from the accusations. This ongoing pattern of behavior paints a troubling picture of a man who has consistently managed to avoid accountability. You see, ever since Diddy's dirty laundry got aired, stuff just ain't been the same. 50 Cent is now on a mission to bury Diddy even deeper into the ground. First off, 50's own company, Gannett Film and Television, is teaming up with Netflix to make this happen. Alexandria Stapleton is co-directing with 50 Cent, and the focus is on some heavy allegations, sauce, and even racketeering. But this isn't just about the headlines from the last few months. They're taking a deep dive into these accusations going back decades. The project was first announced in late 2023, right after Cassie dropped that bombshell lawsuit against Diddy, and Netflix, of course, jumped in and won a bidding war to host the documentary in September 2024. It's got a working title, Did He Do It? But we don't have a release date yet. Now here's the kicker. 50 Cent said that any proceeds from Gannett Film and Television will go straight to helping victims of SAW and Capital R. So it's got a purpose beyond just telling a story, and trust this doc is no easy task. 50 called it an octopus in an interview, saying it's a difficult project because every day there's new accusations coming out. It's new things that happen. It's become an octopus with so many powers and so many things going on there with so many moving pieces. 50 and his team are facing challenges from every direction, but he's determined to push through. And the drama doesn't stop there. According to 50, powerful people behind the scenes are working overtime to derail the documentary he hinted at. Industry insiders trying to protect their interests. But he made it clear he's not backing down. They're not going to stop me from putting this out. I've already got the facts, the interviews, and the people willing to tell their truths. First up, industry heavyweights. Diddy has long-standing relationships with powerful figures in music business and media. Think people like Clive Davis, a legendary music exec who played a role in shaping Bad Boy Records. Clive has a history of protecting his protégés, and if Diddy is at risk, Clive could pull strings to protect his legacy. Then there's Jay-Z. Over the years, and Diddy have been close allies, even collaborating on business ventures, while Jay has kept his public image squeaky clean. He's not one to stand idly by when someone in his circle is threatened, especially if it could ripple through the industry and impact him indirectly. Could Jack quietly discourage Netflix or others from pushing the documentary forward? That's speculative, but not impossible. And let's not forget Harvey, Pierre Diddy's longtime business partner at Bad Boy. Harvey has been loyal to Diddy for decades, helping manage his empire behind the scenes. If there's anyone who could maneuver to stall or disrupt the documentary, it's someone with insider knowledge like Harvey. Now, when it comes to media influence, Revolt TV is worth mentioning. Diddy owns this platform, and while it's more of a content hub than a media powerhouse, it still holds sway within hip-hop culture. He could use Revolt to control the narrative or subtly discredit 50 Cent's documentary. There's also the legal team Diddy has some of the best lawyers money can buy, and they've already shown their ability to handle high-stakes lawsuits like the quick settlement with Cassie. These attorneys could try to block the release of sensitive information or intimidate sources willing to speak in the documentary. Lastly, Diddy has friends in corporate America, people like corporate sponsors and big business partners who might fear being associated with the fallout. Companies like Ciroc, his vodka brand, or his media ventures might feel the heat and step in to protect their investments. With so many powerful connections, it's easy to see how the documentary could face challenges at every turn. But let's not forget who we're dealing with. 50 Cent thrives on controversy, and he's been very clear that he's ready for the fight. So even with all this potential opposition, Fifth is already 2 steps ahead, preparing for any sabotage attempts. But at the end of the day, the goal of this is to give a voice to those who've been silenced and show real raw perspectives on Diddy's actions. 50 and Stapleton also made it clear that while the allegations are serious, they want to ensure they are paying respect to Diddy's undeniable role in hip-hop culture. But make no mistake, this is about accountability and shedding light on the untold stories, no matter how many forces try to keep them in the dark. Where do you think things are going to end when it comes to Diddy? You think he will be behind bars for life? Let us know about it down below, and don't forget to check this video out next.